What's up, guys? How are you? How was your day? I know that up there on YouTube, the camera is crazy. All of the stuff. Be careful. I have my phone up if you need me, okay? Um, I've got to put a couple things up on the link tree first. For those of you guys on TikTok, hi, how you doing? For those of you guys on YouTube, hi, how you doing? If you guys don't follow me everywhere, please make sure that you do. I've got to put a few things up on Linktree first, and then we'll get going. I do want to let you guys know my list for tonight is sold out. My list for tonight is already sold out. I am going to put something on for Monday afternoon. I don't know yet what. I'm flirting with the idea of aura drawings because I haven't done them in a while, and now that they've all been sent out, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just do that. All right, let's see here. So let me make sure to put on here. My week next week is going to be weird. Well, my weeks are never normal. Let me not say my week's going to be weird, because my weeks are never ever normal. So yeah. But we'll get these up real quick. I mentioned last night that I am going to start. Hang on, let me make sure that. There we go. I'm going to start doing a hybridization of live streams and appointments, because my schedule is weird, and I adore all of you guys. You know that I do, but I can't keep working every single night. I just can't. It's a realization that I've come to, and I can't do it anymore. So yeah. Let's see here. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Okay. My brain is not wanting to work correctly here. All right, so let's see. I've got to make sure I've got plenty of time to do all of these. Yeah, there we go. I will put 15 up for Monday. But damn. All right. So I'm going to do a hybridization of my appointments going forward. This way it allows me to travel and work on the projects that I have going on this next year. I have a big, massive project starting in the spring. So that allows me to do that, still travel, still do all the things for you guys, and be a normal person at night. Just saying. So from here forward, all of January is already up on my website. All you have to do is go under events, and you can see what is on there each day to book. This is how it's going to be from here on out, and I'll make sure to be mentioning this and so on. I'm only going to be doing about 10 readings a day. Some days will be just readings. Some days will be artwork, because I know that I owe a lot of people artwork, so I'm going to be working those in. There's only, like I said, 10 reads a day. Those are up. There is only 15 aura drawings up for Monday. These will all be during the day, and I know that a lot of you guys work. They will also all be done on YouTube, so that way you guys don't have to stress about, okay, I can't be there because I'm working. No problem. I got you. They will be there for you, period. This way, y'all aren't waiting on me. I'm not waiting on you. I'm also doing this partly because there's been a couple people that have ruined private appointments for all of you. They have ruined private appointments for all of you. Either holding me hostage and not giving a flying fuck about somebody else's time or my time. Constantly emailing and asking so many questions without booking a second read, which is really, really rude. That's like telling your plumber, I know that you came and fixed my toilet and I paid you to fix my toilet, but now my bathtub is plugged up and I don't want you to come fix the bathtub, but I want you to walk me step by step how to do it. I'm done with that. But the other thing is that I had a couple of people, just two, miss their appointments. I miss appointments. I know this. Okay, so I'm not, two people missed their appointments. I gave them a reschedule, and then they missed those. And then they wanted another reschedule, and I'm like, look, at this point, I now have had 2 times that I have sat here waiting on you when I could have gave that appointment to someone else. And I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. I feel like over the last couple of years, I have been fucking used and abused when it comes to different things, and I can't anymore. And so what sucks is, it sucks for those of you guys that wanted to, have an in-person appointment, a private in-person appointment on Zoom, but it makes it good in that I am able to do this instead, so that way, yeah. And I'm glad I saw, you said you had an appointment for a private spell work. The other thing too, and I'm not picking on you, so please don't think I'm picking on you, but that reminded me of something else. The other thing too is all of my appointments have been videoed lately, or email only. And so a lot of people were getting mad because they didn't get a link. And I'm like, it literally says right there in the description. So, yeah. So there's that. But let me see here. I need to add in. You know what? Let's do. We're going to do on January 10th. There we go. Yeah, it just is what it is. I've gotten a little tired of it. I've got a little tired of it. I know y'all are tired of it as well, because, yeah, this is just the best way to streamline all of this. This is the best way to streamline all of this. All right, this does not replace classes, nor will I fully all right. You know what's really bad? I know that I am not the only spiritual creator that this is happening to. And to be honest, I'm going to say this with my whole chest, okay? I am going to blame the influx of people that are just trying to make money off of spirituality, for those of us that actually do this for a living and have done it for a living for a long time, as the culprits of this uptick in bullshit. Just saying. Now we're going to put this. All right. Here we go. Publish. So on the 10th, I added in spell work and spiritual consultations on January 10th. I put 15 on there because I want to make sure that those are they get the time that they need. They are paid consultations, okay? I'm just letting you guys know right up front. They are paid consultations. Like, basically, you're paying me for my expertise to either explain to you how to do something or help you with something specific or whatever. So, yes, they are paid consultations. And I want to remind you guys that the people that are doing all of this shit for free, you get what you pay for. Just saying. You get what you pay for. Alright, let's see here. Trying to make sure I've got everything done here. There we go. Oh! Sweet. I'm like, I would like for you to work, please. Okay, that doesn't need to be on there. There we go. There. Coolsies. Coolsies. All that's up on the link tree. Now we're going to start reading for tonight. Ta-da! All right. It's so funny. I always put these in the exact same place, and then I still have to reach for them. I still have to like shuffle around. It's so weird. Thank you. So this new type of schedule is a lot less stress for me. And it means that I can start getting a lot of you guys taken care of that I either owe a reading to or an art piece to. So there are artwork events booked as well. So if you guys have been waiting for me to do starseed sigils, those are up. Yes, I have a lot that I need to do for people. So those are up and ready to go. Mike, what's up? This also gives me time to play World of Warcraft in the evenings when you guys can play World of Warcraft with me. So there's that. So there's that. All right. So let me get on my bullshit today. So I only have 10 reads for today. My list is sold out, just so you guys know. If you guys want to get on my list, if you want to book an appointment, those are up. You can do so by clicking on my profile link. All right. So Jacquelyn is first because I owe her a read from the first. What is up with these cards? Better. All right. Much better. Those were like that. Makes me happy. Okay, calm down. Damn, Jacquelyn. All right. You had one card fling out and go over there. Great. It's too much water. Like, it's actually driving me nuts. So I'm gonna have to add more water to it tomorrow. Tonight, tomorrow, whatever. Whatever. Yeah. It's irritating. This new schedule also allows me to get on and just visit with you guys in the evening if I'm bored. You know what I mean? If I as we're transitioning into me reading, reading during the day instead of reading at night, it allows me to do that. And that way as I am letting go of the habit of being on every single night, where I can actually relax a little bit, then I can get on and bullshit with y'all. All right. Ready, Jacquelyn? Your first one is the Maestro. It is ingenuity, understanding, etc. Let me actually look and see. General. Okay. I was like, let me actually look and see what it is that you needed to know about. The Maestro is a very interesting card for you to start off with a 2026 read because that is inspiration for the upcoming year. It tells me that for some reason this New Year's for you was different. Not only was it different, but it's different in a way that you are really actively trying to figure out where this inspiration that's sitting in here right now is leading you. Because a lot of times, if you aren't somebody that like, okay, I'm a musician, so my inspiration is leading me to play this piece or go play here or play with this group or write a symphony or whatever. If you aren't like that, if you aren't an artist who has some new inspiration, trying to figure out where your heart is leading you to go can sometimes, I mean, it's dumb. It can be a pain in the ass because you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So the fact that you start off with ingenuity and understanding and commitment is really interesting to me. And then you have intuition because you can't make this shit up. Then you have the Ferryman, which is focus, necessity, and transition. And then you have confidence. Not mad about that at all. And then your last anchor card is the Caretaker of the Lost. And this is memory, assistance, and rest. And then I'm going to go ahead and turn this card over. Oh, should I? Now I feel like I don't need to just yet. Son of a bitch, but I already picked it up. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. This is the one that fell out and flung over that way. So I know that it's upside down because I watched it spin. And this is Finding Love. Upside down. And I find it interesting that you said general reading, money, love, etc. 2026 obviously is not the year for you to be worried about relationships. Don't be stressing about them. Just kind of put it on the back burner. Usually that's when you find your person anyway, is when it's on the back burner. But just put the whole love aspect on the back burner. Don't be stressing about it. So let's talk about this. Confidence, intuition, transition, focus, memory, ingenuity, etc. I need clarity about one thing. I need clarity about the transition. The Leper King, bravery, self-discipline, and faith. Okay, thank you. It's like I need clarity about that. Like that you're giving me a general and it's great, but I need a little more. I need you to focus, ho. I didn't mean to call you ho. I'm sorry. Jacquelyn, I think that 2026 is going to be a year of shifting and pivoting repeatedly. I think that 2026 is going to be a year where when your inspiration strikes, what the fuck do I keep hearing over there? It has to be Vlad. I don't know if y'all heard that. It was like, I mean, I hear the bell now and I know that's Vlad, but I was hearing something by the door. So I thought it was my kid coming back in, but it's not. Okay. 2026 is going to be a year where your intuition is going to be continually leading you here and here and here. And before I say too much more, I'm going to say this. One of the things that's going to help you the most this year is watching ballerinas. Watching ballerinas dance. How they can shift, pivot, plie, spin, like all the things. How they can do all the things, right? So my advice is when you need inspiration, when you need to figure out what it is you need to do next, I want you to just go watch a clip of ballerinas. It doesn't matter what they're dancing to. It doesn't matter if it's Swan Lake. It doesn't matter if it's just practice. I don't care. You need to go and just on YouTube find some clips watching them dance and move. And I say specifically ballerinas because if y'all have never watched a ballerina practice, if you have never watched them dance, that is a lot of control, a lot of detail, a lot of focus, a lot of time, a lot of practice that goes into being able to dance like that. Dance on the very tip, like the very, very tip of your toes. And it's a lot of control work. And since you have confidence and you have focus, I think that will help you tremendously because watching them is empowering. It's not, I mean, you're in awe of them anyway, but watching them is also empowering because with enough practice and dedication, that's what they're able to make their physical self do and mentally do that. It takes a lot of sacrifice to be able to be a very, very well-trained ballerina. So those clips are gonna help you tremendously. I think that 2026 is a year of you figuring things out and letting shit completely obliterate out of your life. I don't want to say just letting go because this is not just, oh, well, that friend's a piece of shit. I don't want to talk to them again. Or, oh, I'm going to find a new job because that job sucks. It is those things, but this is a much different level for you. This is you shedding layers from the inside out. And I think that 2025 was a year that was two things at the same time. On one side, it was overwhelming and horrendous, and on the other side, it was boring. And since it was boring, and since it was horrendous at the same time, you are struggling with trying to figure out where the fuck to go. You know, because the boring part is what has you mad. I mean, you're mad. You're fed up. You're tired of being bored. You're tired of living in this plain, boring shit. I just keep saying boring because I feel like the majority of this year, you sat, your alone time, downtime was just zoning out like that. You're feeling this need to move, to go, to explore, experience, etc. And so with these cards, especially with the transition and the focus in the middle, and also the fact that there are, I mean, both of these are insects, winged insects. And then the very last card you have is wings. That's a lot of movement. I mean, he kind of has a little bit of wing movement behind there, but they're not solid wings. You need to be I'm going to say it this way, and it's going to make you giggle, but I hope you know what I mean, and please don't let me explain before you say something. You need to be irresponsible this year. You need to be irresponsible this year. And I don't mean in a dangerous way, and I don't mean go quit your job, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean that way, but what you would normally do, like if you would normally go to work, come home, cook dinner, watch TV, take a shower, go to bed, get up. Do you see what I mean? Like if that's what you would do, be irresponsible. Eat cereal for dinner more often than not. Or, you know, be like, oh, everybody fending for them fucking selves, you know, or, oh, let's go take a drive and eat dinner in the car. Or be spontaneous and irresponsible. Trust your gut. That intuition card right there is going to help you exponentially. And so I'm going to issue kind of a challenge to you with that intuition card, in that one day a week, you need to give yourself permission to follow your gut explicitly. Whether it's like Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning or whatever day you have off, start with the day you have off. And every single thing you do is your gut telling you to do it. Okay? If you need to get up and you need to get going and something in your gut's like, oh, maybe you should drag your feet a little bit. Like, or you just notice like you can't find your car keys. Things keep happening to keep you at home. And your gut's like, you don't need to get in the car. Don't get in the car. If your gut tells you, okay, well, you are going to have a nice quiet Saturday at home, and now I want you to go to some flea market that you've never been to 50 miles away. And you need to put this and this and this in your pocket. Okay, go. But I want you to start doing that. I'm going to issue that challenge to you, okay? Because this is going to help you in two ways. One, it's going to help you trust that intuition more. Because when you get to that flea market, and maybe you see someone you haven't seen in 20 years or whatever, or, you know, you're trying to figure something out and you just happen to randomly have the right thing in your pocket because you were like, oh, I have to put that in my pocket. That's going to give you a lot of confidence in your own intuition and your own skills and abilities and gifts. Being spontaneous and being irresponsible, like I was saying, we'll put that in air quotes, irresponsible, like I was saying, and being able to be that ballerina and pick yourself up and shift and pivot and float over here. You're going to find that doing these little things, my nose is itching, somebody's talking about me. Doing these little things is going to A, make you more confident in you, in who you are and where you're going. And B, it's going to help that that ingenuity get stronger. Where is that inspiration actually leading you? Why is it leading you there? That is the question that you're trying to figure out in 2026. You feel inspired to do something, but you have no fucking idea what it is you want to do. You feel inspired to go, to move, to change, but you have no idea where you want to go. You feel inspired to be more, but you have no idea what that more is. So by you doing this, by you trusting your gut and your intuition and so on, this is going to be an intense change and shift for you, and it's going to allow you to have some freedom. I want to say this because I know some of you guys listening are like, oh my God, I'm totally going to do that. I know this read was for Jacquelyn, but I'm going to do that. Apparently other people needed to hear that besides you, Jacquelyn. Be careful in going too far, okay? You can go too far when it comes to being willy-nilly and being free, you know, the free spirit, free will. And then you can get stuck there. And then you can't get back into the norm of anything. Case in point, I have not lived in a normal schedule for so long that I can't. Like, it is so hard for me. I have worked from home and I have worked for myself since 2001. Since right after 9/11. And so it is almost impossible for me. I've worked in an office a couple of different times, like helping people out and so on. And I cannot work a 9-to-5 schedule. I can't. I go insane. I go crazy. Like, I can't do it, right? And I'm realizing that I can't do it. But you can go too far with it. So be careful because you don't want to break yourself, if that makes sense. At least not in a bad way. But I want to reiterate that the Finding Love card, is upside down. And this card specifically flung out of the deck, landed over there, and spun upside down. So what this also tells me, I smell coffee burning, which means that my incense in there has burnt all the way down to the coffee grounds. The smell of coffee burning is gross. But that lets me know that that hollow stick is out. That lets me know that love has been a big thing. You have really been trying to figure out yourself, navigate dating or relationship or whatever is going on. That's been kind of at the forefront of your mind. And it doesn't need to be. This also may be because this is the year that you need to be good with you before you add anybody else into the mix. That you need to be good with your space and being by yourself and going and having fun by yourself before you add anyone else into the mix. Learning who Jacquelyn actually is. And I think that this inspiration is going to be a fantastic help with that as well, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. I know that's a lot. And also when I pulled that extra card and it's bravery, self-discipline, and faith, this is a lot of faith in your own self that you can do these things without other people's help. This is a lot of faith and self-discipline that you can change your schedule, your destiny, your path, where you're going without anybody else's approval. I'm also going to recommend, along with the ballerina aspect, I'm also going to recommend that you find something, whether it's a sigil you design, something you have designed, something someone else has designed, or whatever. I'm going to suggest that you find something that is a mark that allows you to look at that and realize that you are not stuck in somebody's narrative and somebody else's idea of what you should be, or in a self-imposed idea of what you should be. Like, there's a reason that I had this rune work, you know, autographed on me. It's not really autographed, but put on me as a reminder, because this is the rune. This is a bind rune called the Mark of the Blacksmith. If you look this up, bind rune, Mark of the Blacksmith, there's actually a blacksmith that designed it, but it is for people that they don't want to be the norm. They decide that they're going to buck what destiny had in store for them. They make their own destiny. They forge their own fate. And you need something like that to remind you on a daily basis of that. That you choose your fate. You choose who you are and where you go and all of that stuff. Okay? I'm just saying. So, I hope that makes sense, Jacquelyn. Let me turn the cards right side up. I'm going to go really quick and go check and make sure that that is okay, because that smell stinks. It is not a great smell. It's not my coffee, because, yeah, my coffee smells good. What are you doing, Bladdy Pad? Coffee has a great spiritual meaning, and if you have old coffee, don't throw it out. It is fantastic to use as a holder, incense holder. Oh, well, thank you, Sunflower. My birthday isn't for a week and a couple of days. For a week and a couple of days. And I almost made a schedule for that day, and then I was like, bitch, take the day off. It's your birthday. You don't ever take your birthday off. Take the fucking day off. Take the day off. That was hard. I have on too much lipstick today, and it's gross. Well, it's not too much. It's one that I don't ever wear, and now I'm like, oh, that's why I don't ever wear it. All right, let's see here. Viviana is next. All right. Insight into what 2026 hold for me. So I may be prepared and aligned. You got it. Love, finances, anything, your overall path. You got it. All right, Miss Viviana. So the fact that these, I was just sitting here thinking, the fact that these cards are taking it like that, that's a lot of cards. Tells me your brain's all over the place. This, just the way that that shuffle just went, tells me that your brain's all over the place. And I don't know if this is because you're overwhelmed. Try to put it exactly the way it fell. If it's because you're overwhelmed, or if it's because you have too many opportunities, too many possibilities. I mean, that's a lot. All right, first, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I just said that because of this shuffle, it made me think that you are, like, you're overwhelmed. You don't know what to do. This is the Keeper of the Crossroads, and this is restlessness, independence, and appraisal. But restlessness. Restlessness. Didn't I just say? Didn't I just say? Overwhelmed, too much, and then this is the one that fell on the floor, and it's concealment, and it landed like this, which means that it's moving like this. So instead of it being, right now you are neutral, okay? It's starting to move like this as we get into the year. The concealment card being right out sideways tells me that for a little while now you've been operating in a place where you're not out and about in front of everybody's faces, but you're also not hiding shit. You've been kind of just going through, biding your time, and seeing what you see. Does that make sense? But now, since it's like this is when you are really starting to show everybody and everything, this is who the fuck I am. Take it or leave it. The other two cards that came out, they came out like this. On the bottom, so this will be in the middle, you have the Morrigan, which is, I mean, she's a revenge deity. She's a battle deity. This is introspection, opposition, anticipation, and then on top of that, you have the Lady of Masks, which is reclaiming yourself, surface appearance, vanity, etc. And then over here you have knowledge, and knowledge is kind of over here by itself. The way that these came out is very interesting. Like, as I'm talking about how this card shuffle was very odd and there's a lot going on and restlessness and so on, you literally have the fucking restlessness card come out. And then you have this concealment card that's about to do this. So what I'm kind of, what I just heard, we'll just say that, is that whatever it is that you're planning, what you've been working on, the thing that you've been getting ready to do, it is not time to let that cat out of the bag yet. The concealment card, you know how I said it fell on the floor, and it's like this, and it's starting to do that. It's not time yet. It's not time for you to let everybody know what you're doing. Bitches be bitches. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Bitches be bitches. So it is not time for you to let people know what it is you've been working on. Not yet. I think that 2026, because you ask, you know, what 2026 holds for you so you can be prepared. I also don't think that love is something you need to focus on either. Now, unlike Jacquelyn, you did not have the Finding Love come out and be upside down. Like, absolutely not. But I don't think that it's on the table for you, or not something that you should be stressed about. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you have the Morrigan, which is opposition, introspection, and it's revenge, right? So you're going through a phase right now where you are doing a lot of introspection about everything. Love, money, your job, where you've been, all of the things, right? Yourself, your big toe, your, like, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody goes through a period of introspection. And it starts with something that really hurt, okay? So whether it was losing a relationship, losing a job, losing a friend, like something like that. Something that really hurt you. And then you're like, wait, why am I doing this? Or why now am I thinking about this? Or whatever. So you start doing this crazy introspection. And with that comes anger, comes opposition. So if you're doing a lot of introspection about 2025, or, you know, what has happened all the way up till now, there is going to be some anger there. And if your introspection at all has to do with love or relationships, then you're going to have a problem with trying to get into a new relationship, or even attempting to date, because you're going to just be mad. And some people never get out of this mad state. And I'm going to kind of pause Viviana's, well, let me do this. I'm going to kind of pause Viviana's reading for just a minute, because this is something I find all too often. And don't get me wrong, I tend to fall into this sometimes, and I have to remind myself it's not everybody, right? When you have been through something that has hurt you in a love relationship type of thing, y'all have to remember that it's not every single man, every single woman out there that is a piece of shit. Y'all have to remember that it was that person that made those choices to do those things, not everybody else, okay? Let everybody else be everybody else. And this person right here is the one that fucked up. This person right here is the one that did what they did, or whatever. So you guys need to keep that in mind, okay? And I know that it's hard, especially when you have just been hurt really badly. It's really hard not to be like, you know what, everybody's a piece of shit. I get it. I really do. But y'all need to make sure that you start to really look at things in that way. I see it so many times. I see it far too often, where people are like, well, you know, every dude out there is a piece of crap, or every woman out there is a piece of crap. And they live by that, so they treat everybody like crap. And what they do is they end up hurting really good people, because they're treating them like crap because of somebody else's mistake. That's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you, okay? So I just wanted to say that, because I see it way too much. Being in the spiritual world and doing readings for people and doing love workings and readings and stuff, I see it way too much. It's not everybody, okay? But the surface appearance, the vanity, the other reason that I think that love is not something you need to stress about is that you need you back. I don't know what has changed with your surface appearance, or what has changed with let me back up. I feel like you look in the mirror and you may not recognize yourself right now. I feel like you look in the mirror and you're like, what the hell happened? You know, I look in the mirror right now and I've got bags under this eyes because I sleep in a weird position almost every night. And I'm like, what happened? Oh my God. But we all go through phases like that. But with you, this is something specific that's really causing you to go, oh no, what happened? And really look in the mirror, and you're over stressing every little thing. And because of that, it's making it where you're having a hard time feeling comfortable in your own skin right now. I think that 2026 for you is going to be a big journey of self-reclamation. Not self-discovery, but reclaiming who Viviana is. And I think that it's going to start and end with a big surface appearance change. So if you have been thinking about cutting your hair, changing some style or whatever, this is definitely the year to do that. If you have been really considering making big changes as far as skin regimens, shower items, you know, I mean, things like that. This is the year to do that. You making changes to you and to your surface appearance is going to help be a catalyst for this focus, this transition, this appraisal, this reclaiming of who you are. I think that with you starting to reclaim who you are physically, you know, on the outside, the superficial wise, that's going to help you in all of these other ways. It's going to give you that knowledge that you need. And I love the body positivity movement. I do, because let's face it, I'm never going to be 110 pounds. I was at one time. I'm never going to be that again, okay? I'm okay with that. A, I'm diabetic, and B, I like tacos. So there's that. I know that, right? But I also know that on the outside, when I feel like I look good, when I feel like I look okay, then my whole attitude changes. When you first go and get a haircut and you feel like you look fucking fantastic in this haircut, or you just get your hair recolored, touched up, or you just get your nails done or whatever, you feel fucking fantastic, right? You have on a new shirt that you know makes you look awesome, or brand new shoes and you're like, yeah, these are the power shoes. You feel awesome because of that surface appearance. When you look good, you feel good. And when you feel good, you're able to focus on where you want to go in life. And I think that is exactly what 2026 is going to hold for you. Is you being able to actively focus on the glamour magic and the surface appearance. And that way, Viviana is a much more stronger, intense, amazing human as she goes forward in 2026. And I think the knowledge that is gained from that is going to be key to figuring out how 2026 ends. And it also is going to end with this surface appearance change as well. Just so you know. Just so you know. Does that make sense? That cat is insane back there. He is insane. I don't like that I'm still smelling that. Like, there's nothing going. I don't like it. All right, Aiden is next. All about financial goals. You got it. Hey, come here. Do you smell something like the coffee burning smell in here? Or are you just going to tell me I'm crazy? Hello? Girl, really? I really need you to answer me. I need your help. Well, I just asked, do you smell the coffee burning smell in here?
Yes.
Okay. I went in and made sure that everything was out, but will you kind of make sure?
I look like a priest.
I mean, was that what you were going for?
No.
Okay.
It's your camera that's doing this to me. My cardigan is blue.
You're a goober. Okay. I love you.
I love you.
If you would just kind of make sure that isn't still smoldering, I'd appreciate it, because it stinks.
What's supposed to be smoldering?
I had a Palo Santo thing in there in the coffee, but it's burnt out. So I just want to make sure it's not still smoldering. Okay. All right. Uh-oh, what? What's up here? Hang on, what did I miss? Wait, I got you down a rabbit hole with the GATE program. I guess yeah. So I was in it in when I was 8. And it's so funny, I can't remember what grade that is. When I was 8. So 85 and 86 in Denver. And a lot of the stuff that people talk about, somebody tagged me in a video where this guy was talking about different things that they did in the GATE program. I 100% remember the fucking headphones with the thing, and you had to make a clicker when you heard certain words. Like, it was fucking weird, right? It was almost like you had to sit and you were only listening for like one word and you click, 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 or whatever. There was also one that was tones, but it wasn't the hearing test. And I made a post about the orange. We didn't have the pink stuff like we did, the pink drink crap. But it was like a bright pink. Pepto-Bismol pink. And it stunk. And I was like, I'm going to throw up. So they started giving us snacks afterwards. Not every day, but almost every day. And it was, I think it was Tang or orange Kool-Aid, but I hate both of them now. And crackers, like the little oyster crackers or whatever. It was like drinking goo. It was so gross. It was so gross. But in seeing some of the things y'all have tagged me in, like there was a puzzle that they used to have us do all the time with this bucket of just pieces of colored triangles and squares and rectangles and octagons and stuff like that. And we had to make a design or make it all into a square or something like that. It was crazy. So I remember those really vividly. So like there's a lot of things that I remember, like after seeing the thing, I'm like, but I've also noticed too that people are getting nostalgic things mixed up with the GATE program. I saw somebody saying, oh, we played computer games and we played Oregon Trail. That was computer class. Okay? Like those things were coming out in the 90s and so on. Like, I played them in computer class. There was a castle one that I loved even more. But I think people are getting those confused. And then I saw people saying, oh yeah, I remember the pink drink because we had to have a little tablet and it made our teeth turn yellow. Yeah, that was a dental test. That was a dental exam they used to do. And I don't know if they still do it. That's not part of the GATE program. That was just in class, the stupid shit they used to do to us. Like the vision test and all that stuff. But I see people getting confused with that stuff. There's a huge difference. You know what I mean? Like there's a huge difference. But they also did, hearing tests. Like with the big headphones and you heard the beep and you had to, when you didn't hear anymore, you raised your hand or whatever. They tested our hearing. But they tested your eyes, they tested your hearing, and then also, they gave you the gross little tablet that nobody wanted to do because it didn't matter how much or how little you had in your mouth left over, somebody was going to make fun of you. You know what I mean? But yeah. All right. So we're going to do this because this is a good time to remind you guys. I hit the wrong button. This is a good time to remind you guys not to be a creep, okay? It's a good time to remind you guys not to be a creep, and it's a good time to just go over my ground rules here because that was creepy and I don't like it. Don't be a creep, okay? Also, when I hit your account and I see that you only follow yourself, it's really easy to tell which ones of you guys are such inexperienced fucking trolls. It's so weird. It's so weird. I only have a few rules in my live streams. The first one is don't be a creep. Creeps don't like creeps and jerks don't like jerks. And if you're going to come in with creepy comments and shit, know that I or my moderators are going to screenshot your comment and your account. And you're like, oh, well, I'm a troll and I'm hiding behind an account that nobody can see. Bull fucking shit. And I'm going to tell you why that's bullshit. Because I have done energy work for a very long time. Troll is a troll is a troll is a troll. They are always the same. Y'all are not inventing anything new. And energy is energy. Just because you change the name that it's behind doesn't hide your ugly ass energy signature. Doesn't mean that someone can't reach out and touch you. The other thing is don't co-read. That is an epidemic that is going back on. Co-reading basically tells somebody that has been doing this for a very long time that they don't know what they're doing. Co-reading is extremely rude. It tells me you are also the person that follows the plumber around your house and tells them exactly how to fix the shit that you broke and you couldn't fix. So don't do it. You will get one warning and you will be muted. We also don't talk about politics in here. I don't give a flying fuck what side of the aisle you're on. Y'all know my political views at this point if you have been following me for any length of time, but I don't discuss politics in here. Just saying. And the last one is we don't discuss other creators in here. Do not come in here and push yourself or your business. I will boycott the living fuck out of you if you do that. I have so many witches and readers that have tried to come in and do that just so people go, oh, well, you know, I want to have you do me a read. I have had people actively be trying to pander for people in my live stream. Bitch, I will burn you all the way down at this point in my life. I am done with that shit. If you do it, pacha. No. Ain't doing it. So yeah. What about the Carmen Sandiego? Is that part of the... No, that wasn't part of GATE. Carmen Sandiego was just like a phenomenon to try to make us all learn geography. And it worked. Critical thinking and geography. But yeah, no, Carmen Sandiego wasn't part of GATE. GATE had very specific, very weird things that were not mainstream. So if you guys... played anything like Oregon Trail, Carmen Sandiego, there was a castle game and I can't remember what it was called. It was very, very analog and awesome with a little guy that looked like a little cross with a head. Those were mainstream computer classes. Those were mainstream computer classes. They weren't part of GATE. GATE was... Yeah. Yeah, GATE was crazy. All right, let me get to Aiden here. So, yeah. Well, the headphones were the headphones. Like, that's the ones we all had in computer class. But the thing with GATE is that there was a very specific box. Let me not focus on this while I'm pulling for Aiden. There was a very specific box that everybody that was in the GATE program, like, when you saw this box, you kind of like, huh. Like, you just shuddered. But other people that weren't, it's so weird. Any person that was in the GATE program, especially in the 80s and 90s, when you see this box, no one really knew what it was. But that's what your headphones plugged into. That's what, like, all of the computery things plugged into. Even the computer plugged in. Like, it was fucking weird. And I've never seen anything like it. It almost looks like a cash drawer and a CPU, but not. And it was like 2 or 3 colors. It was fucking weird. But when you see this box, you kind of shudder. But people that weren't in the GATE program, they just think it's a piece of computer equipment. Like, they don't really have the reaction that the kids that were in the GATE program do. It's so fucking weird. Some of you guys that were in GATE, then you know exactly what I'm talking about with that box. Like, it was, like, sometimes it was smaller like this, because, like, I was in one GATE program where there were only, like, 8 of us. They would only pull 8 of us out of class, and it was, like, smaller like this and about that big. And then I also remember one that was pretty fucking big, pretty good size. But, yeah, it was odd. It was odd. But, yeah, it makes my heart speed up, just thinking about that box. It gives me anxiety. GATE is why I have anxiety. Motherfucker. Can we say that? Can we blame GATE for our anxiety? It was in the fluoride they gave us. It was in the subliminal test they gave us. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. Aiden. I mean, if we're going to blame Tylenol for shit, we might as well blame GATE, you know? Come on now. Come on. Make sure I got my cards right side up. People used to tell me all the time, like, oh, well, you shouldn't... Aiden, really? You shouldn't do that because it's bad for you. You shouldn't eat that because it's bad for you. I mean, people still do tell me shit. And we're all told that, right? You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't, whatever. But what's funny about it is if you really think about it, like everything out there at this point, it will hurt you. You drink too much water, it'll hurt you. You drink not enough water, it'll hurt you. You smoke cigarettes, it'll hurt you. You go breathe air, it'll hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like, I like my bacon, though. I like my bacon, though. Moderation is the key. I like cigars, but I don't sit and smoke a cigar every single hour upon the hour or even every day. So, just saying. All right, Aiden. Nyx. Secrets. Subterfuge. Vigilance. Learn the truth. Interesting that you have secrets and then learn the truth. Then you have El Shaddai, which is wisdom, paternalism, and kindness. And then you have change. And then you have the caretaker of the lost, which is resistance, assistance, respite, and memory. So will you reach your financial goals? Short answer is yes, but there's a but. 2026 is going to be a year where you have a couple of wake-up calls. The fact that you started off with secrets and vigilance, and then you have learned the truth, this is a wake-up call. I feel like this also has to do with someone else. And I don't know if this is a significant other, if this is job, if this is parent, I don't know. But this is absolutely a wake-up call. And I have a feeling that this is going to happen sooner rather than later. So as I'm talking about this, if you're going, I know exactly what you're talking about, this is the time for you to learn the truth. This is the time for you to dig in and say, hey, this needs to be a thing. What the fuck's going on? My advice also, because you specifically asked about financial aspects, my advice also was seeing the secrets and the subterfuge and learn the truth. You need to sit down ASAP and look at everything. And even if you just did a budget, even if you just, started writing down your goals and all that stuff, sit down and go through every single little penny, because there is something that you're either not seeing or that is not actively being shown to you, and you need to make sure that you get a handle on it. I don't like that. Like, I'm sitting here like fidgeting with my necklace and shit because I don't like the way that those two cards make me feel right off the bat with you asking about financial goals. So you need to sit down and you need to learn the truth about all of this. You need to learn the truth about all of this. This is going to be a catalyst for this. And this is the wisdom, paternalism, kindness, and change. I don't think it's so much kindness. And I don't think it's so much paternalism as this is the wisdom. And I want you to notice the darkness of that card and then the light, okay? I want you to notice the darkness over here and the light. Not that Nyx is the dark deity. Don't take it that way, y'all. But there's a huge difference between night and day, right? And you start off with night, the enchantress of the night, and then El Shaddai, the radiant lord. And then you have the caretaker of the lost, which is memory. It's also assistance. Aiden, I think that this is kind of the universe with the warning sign, with the awooga alarm over here. And I don't know why I feel that way. Well, it's a silent alarm right now. It's just flashing, right? You need to sit down and you need to look at every single little penny. And if you have a significant other, you need to force them to sit down and look at every single little penny too, because either they are hiding something from you or they're hiding something from you. if this is job related, if I was talking about this and you're like immediately like, oh, okay, well, my company had been talking about layoffs or whatever, this is the time to start looking for another job. But there's a lot of things that are going to pop up. And I think, I'm happy that I'm able to kind of give you this warning right off the bat. And B, if you get a handle on it now, then when the thing happens, it's not going to be as big a deal. And I really feel like this is going to be let me fix this stupid talk. I really feel like this is going to be around March. Okay? I really feel like it's going to be around March. So that gives you 2 months to get everything, to get all of your ducks in a row, learn the truth about everything, either start putting the resumes out for a new job or whatever. But the caretaker of the lost is really interesting. I don't know if this is that you've been doing a lot of, or doing too much for other people or what. I think that 2026 is going to be a massive, massive change and shift in it's this deck. In your finances and how you see your finances. And I feel like you have the question of who or what it is that you need to learn the truth about. And this is the martyr. So, honesty, shame, and restitution. This is somebody, I feel like this is a person in your life, and I don't know, I mean, this could be you for all I know, I don't know. But this is somebody that always makes themselves the victim. This is somebody that always makes themselves the one that, even though they fucked up and they did the thing and they were in the wrong, they make it to where everybody feels bad that they were in the wrong every time with everything. And I would be willing to bet that this is somebody you know and that you have helped them, bail them out, etc. several different times. I don't like it. Like, it makes me uncomfortable and it makes me mad. I'm not going to lie. It makes me a little mad. I feel like you're getting taken advantage of. And I feel like this is why you haven't hit financial goals already. I feel like this is why you have things that have happened that have been major setbacks over and over and over. And I have a feeling that if you look back at the last 2 years, at all of the big financial setbacks that you've had, most of them involve this person. Or this person was around immediately before this happened. You're going to have to make a conscious decision to make a huge change with yourself and with how you hold and interact with your own money and your finances. With the caretaker of the lost card, the respite at the end, use that. Use that. I'm just taking a break from loaning anybody money until I get back on my feet. Anybody would understand that, right? So when somebody comes and they're like, hey, oh, okay, there you are. I didn't know where you were. I hate that I know exactly what it is now. Fuck my life. Okay. I am going to 100% say that you need to use this as an excuse, right? I'm getting my ducks back in a row. You know, I'm kind of crawling out of a hole, so I can't lend you any money right now. I can't help you out right now. I can't, I know I have in the past or whatever. And you're going to have to stick to that, because them pulling that martyr card, or me pulling this martyr card about this situation, tells me that this plays on your heartstrings over and over and over. And even though afterwards you're like, fuck, I said I wasn't going to give them anything else, but here we are. And then they come right back the next month or whatever with something else. You need to be allergic to being Captain Save-A-Ho 100%. 100%. Because I think that you know this, and this is not some new realization, but this is absolutely a realization that has to be in front of your face right now. And I'm just going to say this. A lot of people that have either been beyond broke and clawed their way back up, or they have been treated horrendously and they just try to actively be kind, and I think that that's you. They tend to overextend and overgive themselves to other people, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's things, whether it's whatever. And the people that have been the biggest victims of shit usually give the most stuff, because you know what it's like to be mistreated, and you know what it's like to be at the bottom, and you know what it's like, so you don't want anybody else to be there. And that's the problem. I'm glad that you know exactly what this is now, but at the same time I hate that you know exactly what it is now, because it tells me that that's a pattern. The other thing I'm going to say about the memory over here is, when you're actively making this change, when you're actively doing what you can to hit these financial goals, you have to be a hard ass. You have to be a hard ass. And you're going to have something that reminds you of every bit of money that you have given out to other people. Even if it was they legitimately needed it, right? If you can go back and look at, or make an estimate of all the money that you've loaned friends over this last year, all the money that you've given to other people over the last year, I think that it will shock you, and I think it will make you mad. I'm not saying don't give to people. I'm not saying don't give to charity. I'm not saying that. But we all know that we have one person that's kind of our weakness, and we always try to do whatever we can to help them. And we give too much. And I think that if you actively looked at how much you spent helping that person, you'd be pissed. I think that you'd be pissed, because it gets to a point where it's not help, it's enabling. Does that make sense? So yes, you will hit if you're on initial goals, but this has to be a realization first, and a big, huge red flag. Do not pass go. Do not give anybody $200. Like, it has to be that kind of thing, okay? But yes, 100%, I think you will. It is going to take a big change with you. And I hate that, because this tells me that you're somebody that you genuinely just want to help. You just legitimately want to help. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is that what you needed to know, Aiden? I know that went a little left field. Or right field? I don't know. I don't know. You pick the field. It's your field. It's your field. My advice would be to add up an estimate of all the money that you've spent or given to people, one person in particular, and put that number where you can see it. Whether it's on your bathroom mirror, on your phone lock screen, put that number where you can see it, to where every single damn time you think, wow, my Oklahoma, every damn time, I'm sorry, my Oklahoman came out, to where every time you are thinking about giving them money or whatever, you see that. You see that. I have somebody that's been doing this to me for 3 years. 3 years now. And I just now am like, you said you'd never do this for this person, and here you are. Here you are. And when you cut that person off, they flip out. Every fucking time. And it is what it is, man. Unfortunately. Rochelle is next, and she also wants to know about financial stuff in 2026. Okay. With one person last year, and you guess you have to do it again this year. Yeah. You're so welcome, Aiden, honey. You're so welcome. Sometimes we try to be Captain Save a Hoe as a flex. And that flex ends up being a downfall. Does that make sense? Rochelle, I just need one. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to be mad about that card. I love honey roasted almonds. I'm sorry. No is a full sentence. 100%. And you know what? It doesn't say anything bad about you that you tried to help. It doesn't say anything bad about you that you tried to make somebody's life better. It's decaf coffee before you guys are like, you're going to be up all night. It's decaf. All right, Rochelle. Rochelle's asking about her finances in 2026. You start off with Hades, which is interesting because it's wisdom, but it's inevitability and equanimity. And there were two cards that came out, and it's Abaddon, which is malice and pestilence and corruption. But then you have good fortune on top of that. Oh, you're not going to like what I have to say to you. And then over here, you have Thanatos, which is completion, support, and expediency. And this one fell in my lap, and it's blessed day, and it's like this, which means that it's going like this. You want to know if you'll find financial freedom in 2026. Yours is yes, if. It's not a but, it's if. Why are y'all giving me hard questions tonight? You already know the answer. I think you already know what I'm going to say. Over this last year, you have been looking at yourself, at your finances, at, money coming in, money going out. You've been looking at everything around you. You've been looking at where you want to be. You've been looking at your ambition, your gut feeling, all those things. And you know exactly what it is, what it's going to take to get you here. And this is the good fortune card. And it's going to take this. I don't mean corruption. And I don't mean really malice, pestilence. I don't mean that. Abaddon is a prince of hell. King of hell. Prince of hell, whatever. I can't remember if it's one of the kings or whatever. It doesn't matter. Abaddon is a very high-ranking demon in hell. Abaddon is also one of those ones like a pit bull. Like, they do not let go. The good thing about that type of mentality, that is, every Capricorn in here is going to get mad at me. That is Capricorn mentality. When a Capricorn gets an idea that this is what they want to do, you're not changing their mind. You're not changing their mind. If a Capricorn is like, I want to do this, I want to start this business, I'm going to start an underwater tent city, You know damn well that you can't have a tent underwater, right? You know damn well that you can't. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it could be the dumbest fucking idea, but you have to let that Capricorn go do that and fail miserably. And then they're just going to try to revamp something else. That is the attitude you have to take into 2026, Rochelle. If you really want this financial freedom, this hyper focus that is the top priority. If you want that good fortune and you want that financial freedom and you want the blessed day and the expediency that comes with it. I'm going to say this, and I've said this a few times over the last few years, and people always look at me funny, and I don't care. I have spent the majority of my life, all of my adult life, looking at things through the eyes of love. I have spent the majority of my life doing things and giving up things for love. None of those things ever helped me out financially. None of those things ever, never, ever helped me take care of my kids. None of those things made it to where I looked at myself in the mirror and was not worried about a bill, about feeding my kids, about, okay, well, the light bill's due next week and the electric bill's due the week after. So if I work a little bit harder and get some overtime, then I can pay both of them. Love never fixed that. And I know that some of you guys immediately are like, well, but I've been together with my husband for 9,700 years and we're doing really well because the two of you are aligned. Okay? The other thing I love is that people say, well, money can't buy happiness. Yes, it can. And that tells me that you have never had money to buy happiness. People get told, and this is my opinion, okay? People get told that you should always worry about, love and emotions and the simple things. I love the song Simple Man from Leonard Skinner, and I hate it at the same time. There's nothing wrong with having that type of simple life. But when you're constantly worried about can you eat or can you keep the heat on? When Bodhi told me that he hated college and he didn't want to enroll in the next semester, he thought I would be mad. And I said, I'm not mad. You need to figure out what makes you happy. But I want you to really give it some thought, because I don't want you, when you're 40 years old and have several kids, I don't want you to be worried about, are you going to feed them or are you going to pay the light bill? Can you keep the house warm or do your kids get to eat? I don't want you to be worried about that. I want you to be worried about, what kind of new lawnmower you're going to go buy because you want a 0 radius turn, whatever, or what color boat you're going to buy. I want you to be worried about those things. One thing that the last 7 years have taught me. In 2019, I'm saying this for reasons, okay? In 2019, I walked away from a marriage. And I literally lost fucking everything. Like, I still cannot get inherited items back. I still have my kids' ornaments, their school papers, the things they made for me. I still cannot get those things back. I still cannot get my mom's stuff, my grandparents' stuff. Even though these things are court ordered, I cannot get them back. And at this point, he has probably destroyed most of them. I had to choose between, do I keep myself alive or do I stay and probably end up unalived? I walked away from all of that. And in rebuilding myself, in rebuilding every single thing, I have busted my fucking ass. I have not really dated. I've dated 2 people, 2 long-term relationships, and gone to dinner a couple times. Because that is on the back burner for me. Both of the people I dated had a problem that I worked so much. And my response to that was, oh well. There comes a time when you have to put you first, Rochelle. And that is what this card represents in between wisdom and in between good fortune. Money can buy you happiness. You know what it looks like? It looks like the most comfortable pair of boots that you ever owned. It looks like having a nice pair of jeans that are comfortable, that you can sit all day in without them cutting you off in the waist because you can't afford to go buy a new pair. Happiness looks like being able to spontaneously take your kid out to dinner when they do well on a test in college or in high school or in grade school. Happiness looks like not being stressed that your car is going to get repoed because you've made the payment on time every time. Happiness looks like you having all of your bills paid. Even if you have $2 left, all your bills paid and the pantry is stocked with food. That's happiness. You guys have to be, I'm saying this for Rochelle, but I'm saying this for all of you. You have to realize and sit down and have a really hard ass talk with yourself about what are you willing to give up to be happy. What are you willing to give up to meet your financial goals? What are you willing to give up to be successful? And I'm going to tell you this. There are going to be people, and you're going to meet them throughout your life. They are not willing to give up anything. They want to be successful. They want to be famous. They want to be this. They want to be that. But they are never, ever going to go and do the things that they need to do to get there. I always love it when people hate on celebrities. Even whether they're ones I like or not. But I love it. Because they sit and they hate on people that have busted their fucking ass to get where they are. It cracks me up. I consider myself to actually be successful. I consider myself to actually be successful. Because I, in the last 7 years, have busted my fucking ass. I have put work first every single fucking time. Now, don't get me wrong. My kids have always come first. But work has been above everything else. Because I have a goal and I know where I want to go. And every time I set goals, I hit those motherfuckers every single time. Because I know I am willing to sacrifice dating. I'm willing to sacrifice love. I'm willing to sacrifice free time. I'm willing to sacrifice some sleep. I'm willing to sacrifice a lot of things to get where I want to be. So you guys have to figure out if that's what you actively want to do. Could I have had a boyfriend and be happily married by now? Yes. Could I have had, I don't know, a little house out in the country and a nice little shop somewhere? Yes. But I don't want that. That's not up here on my goal board. It's not up here on the list of goals for 2026. I'm going to read you a couple of the things that are on my list for 2026. And if you guys have been following me for any length of time, last year on my goal board was to buy a haunted locale. I did that. I own a 200-year-old church and a graveyard. My goal was to completely shift my business. I wanted to open a shop. I opened a shop. Do you see what I mean? So up here, I will buy a second property this year. A second haunted locale this year in 2026. It's on my board. If it's on my fucking board in blue, it's happening. I don't get to go, I'll just cross that one off. No, bitch. It's on the board in blue. It's happening. I'm not going to read you all the things. The project that I'm working on in spring is a TV show. It's a TV show. I know that that's going to cost me a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of editing, and I know it's going to cost me a lot, but it's on the board in blue and it's fucking happening. Those are two massive things. I have 17 goals up there. Some are in blue, some are in black, and some are in red. The blue ones, those are the ones, they are happening. There's 8. There's 8 goals in blue. And those are the big ones, and those are the ones that are fucking happening. The ones in black are the next one, and the ones in red, there's only 2 in red. The ones in red are ones that are already, they're pretty much a guarantee. You guys need to figure out what you're willing to sacrifice. I love to make fun of Kim Kardashian, but that bitch works tirelessly. She's everywhere. Her name's on everything. She's at every single event. Do you guys know what it takes to go to an event? Just going to an event. Everybody's like, oh, well, it's red carpet and people dress you and do this, blah, 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 blah. You spend 2 weeks getting ready for that event. Planning, dress fittings, tickets, all this shit, security. You spend so much time getting ready for just an event. And she is everywhere. She is everywhere. Because she is willing to give up certain things to do that. So you guys need to look at your goal. What is your goal? And what are you willing to give up to get there? What are you willing to give up to get there? I'm just saying, what are you willing to give up to get there? And that's exactly what this card is about in this reading. That's exactly what the Abaddon card is about in this reading. And the fact that you have wisdom, you already know where you want to go, and you already know what has to be given up to get there. Just let that sink in. You already know. Tough love. I think I just need to make shirts or something that you guys can have. One of the things that kept me going whenever I wanted to give up over the last few years, especially at the height of the divorce and all that stuff, if you want to, you will. Good, I'm glad. I would look at myself in the mirror when I was just feeling beat down, betrayed, all of the things, because god damn, being on TikTok will make you feel all of that. And I would say to myself, if you want to, you will. If you want to, you will. If you want to, you will. I have new merch coming. I will say this. For my birthday, I'm dropping new merch that'll be available for you guys to get through Printful. But yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad everything works for you. It is a fantastic mantra, I'm not going to lie. If you want to, you will. And here's the thing. When you start living by that mantra, if you want to, you will, you're going to see so many people that all they do is sit and bitch. That all they do is sit and bitch. They sit and they want to reach the end of Netflix and bitch. But, oh, they're going to change. They're going to do this and this and this. But day in and day out, they're sitting on the couch. Because they don't want to. And before somebody go, well, so-and-so might be disabled. I know someone who uses a title as a crutch. They use that. This is going to sound really mean. But they use a title as a crutch. I have epilepsy. It's considered a disability. I have fucking diabetes. It's considered a disability. But epilepsy is considered a disability. I don't see it that way. I see it as a gift instead. Does it suck? Yes. I know someone that did a tour in Iraq, got hurt, came home, and has had a couple neck surgeries. Other than that, is good to go. It's fine. Hasn't lost any mobility, nothing like that. But has given up. Does that make sense? I know another person that did a tour in Afghanistan and got attacked, got stabbed, had their whole arm ripped open, had muscles reattached, has a bionic arm, and came home and knuckled down and became a fucking doctor and is an ER doctor. I know somebody else who lost a leg all the way up to their thigh. And they own a security business and they're out, like, I have debilitating fucking migraines. And I don't let it stop me. Because if you want to, you will. You might be grumpy doing it, but if you want to, you will. Just saying. You're right. There are a lot of invisible illnesses. If you guys looked at me and you didn't know that I was diabetic, you didn't know that I have epilepsy, you didn't know that I've had a couple of strokes, that I have debilitating migraines, would you think that I had any of that? There are so many people that have invisible illnesses, invisible disabilities, and they don't let it stop them. I don't know if Miss Joy is still in here, but I know Miss Joy has suffered from migraines for a very long time, but was a teacher for a very long time. I can imagine nothing worse than trying to teach a class with a migraine of kids. I can imagine nothing worse than trying to teach children with a migraine. But she did. She retired as a teacher. And she quilts. And she makes fucking phenomenal quilts. I'm talking Miss Joy up and she ain't even here. That's all right. But you see what I mean? If you want to, you will. All right. Miss Stephanie. How will your life change when it comes to your job? Will it end with you being a stay-at-home mom? Before I ever turn these cards over, that right there is something that's really personal. And you are really the only one that can answer that. I am going to turn the cards over and I'm going to read what they say. There's a happy medium. How will your life change when it comes to my job, to your job? Will it end with you being a stay-at-home mom? You can work from home. You can work from home. I was so glad that I worked from home while my kids were little. I'm so glad that I worked from home. It allowed me to be there when they got off the bus. It allowed me to go to their school for parties. It allowed me, if they got sick, then I could be there. There's a happy medium. But that's something that's deeply personal. And I am going to read for you. And then you need to make that decision. You moved out of your lab today, so it's throwing you off. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Girl, you start off with set. And this is literally ambition. It's short-sightedness, narcissism, and ambition. I don't think you're a narcissist. And then you have intuition. And then you have Nyx, which is secrets and subterfuge and vigilance. And then you have resilience. And then you have Thanatos, which is completion, support, and expediency. I find it funny that I said there's a happy medium because resilience, ambition, intuition, subterfuge, vigilance, completion, support. A lot of times when we end something, or when something ends for us, it does two things. One, it throws us into this weird grief that even if we're grieving the loss of a job, a building, a desk, a window, whatever it is, we're grieving that loss. It also sets this weird ambition in there. So I find it really funny that this was the first card that came up, the ambition card. So I'm going to have some questions for you, and I don't need answers. They're just ones you need to look at as I go through these cards, okay? The first one is ambition. You said you moved out of your lab today. How did that make you feel? How did that make you feel? Did it make you immediately miss having that lab, or was it kind of a relief not to have it? Did it make you want to get back into another lab? Or again, relieved that now you don't have to do that? And if it's that one that makes you a little ambitious of what you want to do, just hold on to that ambition for a minute. The intuition card. You mentioned specifically being a stay-at-home mom. Does your gut keep leaning to that? Does your gut keep leaning to, or do you keep hearing the voice inside your head say, you're going to end up being at home. You're going to end up being at home. Have you caught yourself saying, well, at least I'll be there for my kids? Have you, I mean, what is your intuition actively telling you? If you were honest with yourself right now, what did your gut say when you moved out of that lab? Does your gut say you're going to be at home? Now couple that with what your ambition is. Where does your ambition lie? In college, I started working for a publishing company. I quit college to work for this publishing company. I fucking loved it. I loved it. I've always wanted to be a writer, so getting to work in editorial was like a dream come true, right? I was so excited. And then after 9/11 and everything crashed and publishing crashed, and you know what I mean? My dream and my goal. So I ended up becoming a ghostwriter. And I did that for a long time. In fact, I was a very highly sought after ghostwriter. Because I didn't want to give up that goal and that dream. I just shifted. Shift and pivot. Shift and pivot. And I saw that you said, you know, it was because of your boss. The boss of the building. If that is your happy place. If that lab is your happy place, then I would look at other ways to have a different happy place. Shifting and pivoting sometimes can mean setting up a space at home and working from home, teaching from home, doing whatever from home to be able to have that ambition and that happy place. The secrets card, though, is interesting to me. I would keep, because that's here in the very middle of these cards, I would keep that to you. Anything you do, anything you plan, any idea you hatch, all of those things are yours, and they don't need to go any further than that. That's exactly what this card makes me feel. In pitching projects to people, I'm really cautious about what I say to people. I, a long time ago, pitched an idea to someone that I thought was a friend about an event, and within 2 months you started digital marketing classes. Dude, that's big money. Everybody needs it. Within 2 months she was starting to plan this event and not telling me. Don't tell anybody what it is you're doing. Don't tell anybody your idea, what you want to do, where you want to go, etc. Don't tell anybody that right now. They don't need to know. The resilience card, I wouldn't worry at all about the loss of that lab. I wouldn't, because that resilience card and that fox right there, the fox is cunning, and the fox is never ever going to be without. The fact that the support and expediency card is at the end here, you have so many people around you that are willing to bust their ass to get everything done. Oh, hell no. First of all, Dr. Lecter, you could have picked a better name. And second of all, you came into the right witches live stream. I've been doing this a long time, Sugarfoot Honey Buns, and I hope your ass leaks for the rest of your life. Every time you see a frog, you think of me. Every time something goes wrong, you think of me. I see you over there. I screenshotted your account. I will reach out and touch you later. Enjoy. Enjoy. Every locust that ever bites you is me. Every red ant that ever bites your foot is me. Every time you stub your pinky toe is me. Fuck off. Y'all, anybody that has Dr. blah 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 spellcaster is a fucking fraud. They are a scammer and they are a fraud, and they will threaten you to get money. Those are the exact ones that pretend to be me and every other actual spiritualist and occultist on this app. Now, if they have Dr. my name here, that's different. But Dr. something spellcaster, Dr. Love spell, fucking fraud. Read that as fraud. I am so sick of that. I hope that motherfucker goes crazy thinking about me for the rest of his life. I apologize, Stephanie. The completion part of this tells me that whatever this is, when you moved out of that lab, you knew that was something that was done. You knew that was it's like a clean break. Does that make sense? It doesn't mean that you don't miss it. It doesn't mean that you're not upset about it. It doesn't mean that you're not worried about it or whatever. But that's a clean break, if that makes sense. My advice is going to be this. Because tomorrow's a full moon. Like, you got full moon energy today, then you got full moon tomorrow, then you got full moon energy on Sunday. That's 3 days. Well, 2 now. But I want you to actively be brainstorming, and it's going to hit you whenever you're doing something completely, different. Actively brainstorm about where all of the things that you know coincide with the things you want to do. All of the things that you have experience in, certifications in, all of that stuff coincide with something that you can do that is not at that corporate level or whatever. Every single thing that you have been, that you have learned up to this point, can be utilized for something new going forward. I put out a video earlier, and this is for all of you guys, and I need to get this video put up on YouTube and Instagram. But I put out a video earlier about this particular full moon. So we started last year, I don't remember if it was Aries or Taurus that this started with, but I really noticed it with Taurus, that the full moon under the zodiac, so the full moon under that zodiac was the direct opposite of what actual zodiac sign it is. So right now we're in Capricorn season, right? We're still in Capricorn season for a good part of January. But this new moon, or full moon, excuse me, this full moon is in Cancer, which is its exact opposite in the zodiac. And so this particular full moon is really, really majorly intense because you have Cancer, which is family and home and comforting and, you know, happiness and all the roots, right? And you have Capricorn, which is ambition, go get them, let's do it, you know, the moving forward aspect. And these two do not work well together. If they're completely aligned, if the Capricorn alignment is they want a family, then all of that's going to be great. But these two are absolutely opposites in the zodiac. Just like last month, it was Gemini and Sagittarius. Opposites. Do you see what I mean? Not opposites. Not Gemini. You know what I'm saying. Words are not my friend. But next month, it's Aquarius and Leo. Opposites. Taurus and Scorpio. Opposites. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, so this full moon is really forcing everybody to stop and go, okay, well, I don't want to do this anymore. This isn't working for me. What should I do? It's forcing you to look at all of these comfortable things and your ambition and which one matters more to you. The wonderful thing about technology, the wonderful thing about the world, the wonderful thing about everything right now is that there is so much that you can do that is outside of the box that can help thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So let that sink in. I don't know if that's what you needed to hear or not, Steph. I don't think that this will end up you being a stay-at-home mom. I think that it could end up you working from home, absolutely. But I don't think that this is going to end up you just sitting at home on your booty butt. Just saying. Just saying. I love that. Lady said, I just watched your video about this full moon. Is it okay to make moon water? Yeah. Yeah. Good, I'm glad, Stephanie. Yes, you guys, make moon water. Drink that shit. Especially if you're at a crossroads. Drink that shit. Drink that shit. And being that it's Capricorn season, you need to go put your perfume out. You need to go put your deodorant out. You need to go put whatever it is. You need to go put it out. Go put it out. This is a great, great full moon to utilize, especially if you are trying to make a change. All right, we got 5 more. We got Rachel, Shannon, Debbie, and Verdena. Wait, why? Wait, who am I missing? Oh, Kelly! What the hell? How did I miss Kelly Bridges? Oh, I'm a dick. I'm so sorry, Kelly. You are next. I was like, why is that only 4 people? You are next. You guys still have time. Don't stress. If you haven't put your water, your crystals out, the full moon isn't until tomorrow. So you still have tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday, okay? I'm going to take a really quick potty break because I've drank a lot of tea and water today and I'm about to float away. So I'm going to take a really quick potty break and then I will be right back. And Kelly Bridges is next and I'm a dick and I'm so sorry. I got to make sure there's not a dog behind me. All right, I will be right back. Let me not let this scream at y'all. Oh, is Bear there with you? All right. If I had left that in here, it'd have been screaming at y'all. I love this sweater, but man, it curls up at the bottom. Pisses me off. Pisses me off. There we go. All right. All right. All right. All right, Miss Kelly Bridges is next. And I am so sorry. I didn't realize that you were way down there. All right. I'm hungry. Whatever comes through for your year ahead. Hold on, I just had an idea. Son of a bitch. Okay. Nyx is coming out a lot tonight. Nyx, which is secrets, vigilance, and subterfuge. Willpower. Why is it as soon as I turn that card over, Kelly, I see you sitting down with your head down, like feeling defeated? Like in the past, not right now. Does that make sense? And then you have the Red Shepherd, which is just reward. It's also evaluation and respite. And then you have Blessed Day. And then you have the Caretaker of the Lost. Blessed Day has come out a lot, and so has the Caretaker of the Lost in these reads tonight. Oh, absolutely. So you know, okay. For those of you guys just joining, my list for tonight is sold out. But my lists for next week are already up. There are only like 10 reads a day. So if you want to get on that list, any of those lists next week, you better do so. Kelly, I feel like you're going into 2026 feeling defeated and you're not letting anybody know. I feel like you had something happen, something shift, and you quietly have been feeling like you don't know where to go from here. The other thing I'm going to say is this. I feel like someone close to you did something and basically forced you to let something go. You could have said no, but you didn't, because you either knew it would be a problem or you were a little bit afraid of them. And so now you feel defeated that you didn't say no. And you've been keeping all of this secret. You've been keeping all of it under the rug. You haven't been letting anybody know that you've been feeling like this. I think that a lot of us are going into 2026 with our eyes wide open. I don't really know a single person that didn't have some eye-opening, head crack open type of moment at the end of 2025. Between October and December, I know nobody personally that didn't have an intense ass moment that made them really stop and go, what the fuck? And just feel like the entire rug got yanked out from underneath them. So first of all, you're not alone in this. Second, the other thing I've noticed with everybody is this. It has lit a fire inside. It has lit a fire in everybody's belly, like way down deep in there. And it's not just like a cutesy little flame, right? This is, you know, when a flame gets so hot that it's fucking blue in the middle, it's that kind of flame. It might be little, but it's like blue and white. Like it is a super hot, mega intense flame. That is willpower. I think with you in particular, you're right now just trying to figure out where to go. Because I keep seeing somebody like trying to tread water, get their head above the waves, and the waves keep hitting them and so on. I also see the following when I see that. When your head is above the waves, the sky is black. The sky is dark. Like, it's storming up there. Why would you want to be up there? I'm not going to sing Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid because I do not do a good Sebastian the Crab impression, so we're not going to do that. But sometimes you just got to sit there at the bottom of the ocean for a little bit. Sometimes you got to sit there and just enjoy. Just enjoy the sea life. Just pay attention and watch and look at what's going on. The other thing too is this is the beginning of a new year. Who says you have to rush into anything? Who says that you have to stress about all of those things yet? I do, because that's who I am. I have a list up. I had a list up 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, I already have that up because that's who I am. But I also, over the last couple of days, have had the universe tell me to sit the fuck down. Take a break. Relax. I slept in until after 10 this morning, which is weird and unlike me completely. But it was great. Kelly, I think that this evaluation card, I think that before you go too far into 2026, I think you should just evaluate. Just evaluate. Literally everything. What is it that's always made you happy? What is it that's always made you delirious? What is it that's always made you mad? What is it that's always got you worried? Just evaluate everything. Like I said, this is a great full moon to do that. I really see you as being at a really intense crossroad right now. You've been made to sit down for the last 3 months health-wise. Okay. Don't rush yourself. I think that this is the universe giving you a slow start into 2026 on purpose. The Blessed Day card, and the Assistance card, even though it's the caretaker of the lost, it's also assistance, right? It's not just you take care of lost people. This is somebody taking care of you for a little bit. Let the universe take care of you for just a minute. Don't stress about getting right back up. And I'm just going to let you in on a little secret. Like, sometimes when people think you're down and you're really not down, but you pretend to be down, It's really interesting to see what they do and who they are and how they act. One of my favorite things to do, it's hard for me to do it anymore. One of my favorite things to do when I was younger was watch people think I was stupid because my hair was blonde. That was my favorite thing to do. I worked for a car dealership for a long time. I have a dad that's a mechanical engineer. I've worked on cars and in a machine shop growing up my entire life. I'm not an expert, but I know what things are. So watching people treat me like I was stupid was just great, you know? You've handed the reins over to the universe right now, and you use the term playful to catch. See? So this is just confirmation for how you've already been feeling. I am going to say this, Kelly. I think that right now, you just sitting and being the bump on the log, you know what I mean? You just sitting and enjoying life is what you need to do. I really don't think your 2026 is going to be some fast and furious, crazy movie. I don't think that your 2026 is going to be insane and hard and tough. I mean, if I were to read your entire year just on these cards, I would say that it's going to be a nice, slow, calm year for you, which actually might be frustrating if you're used to the last few years just being one thing after another, then having a nice, slow year might drive you a little crazy, but it also might be exactly what you need. I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth right now. I would not look this gift in the mouth. I would just enjoy it. I would just chill and I would enjoy it, Kelly. I really and truly would. This is going to be a great time for you to be paying attention to everything around you and deciding what you want to do with that knowledge. It's very different, but you'll take a slow year to stop and enjoy the scenery. I think that's exactly what this year needs to be for you. I do. I think that's exactly what this year needs to be for you. So I'm glad that this is how you kind of were already feeling. And I'm also going to say this, because of the just reward and the assistance and the blessed day that are here, it also tells me that you have done a lot for people. You have done a lot for the universe. Like, you have just done a lot for people that you probably don't even know. You have done so much, gone out of your way. Like, you have been the good person, the bigger person, etc. for so long that this is the universe saying, let me kind of reward you back. Let me give you some calm and some peace, which tells me that inner peace is probably something you've been asking for and been needing for a long time. And so this is the universe giving that back to you. Sometimes a slow year, thank you for that. Sometimes a slow year is not anything to be upset about. Sometimes that's the universe saying, hey, it'll be okay. Just chill for a little bit. I got you. You know, here's a margarita. Whatever your chosen goodie is. Because I don't see anything bad here, Kelly. I don't see anything bad here at all. Just saying. I would agree with that assessment. Time to be kind to you rather than everyone else. Yep. You ever watch The Big Lebowski? Maybe you need to go watch The Big Lebowski and just channel your inner dude this year. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And thank you for not being some hard, crazy read. Everybody else made me tough love them with you. I was just like, dude, chill, sit down, have a White Russian. The rug ties the room together. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I guess I need to practice. I can't do this one. I'm always like, I can do all these other mudras and this and do that, but I can't I can't do that one. Can't do that one. All right, Rachel is next. What messages does Rachel need to hear for her highest good? With almonds in my face. Ow. Okay. Universe, where's my margarita at? Oh, I'm so glad, Kelly, that put you at ease. I'm so glad. That makes me happy. Because I kind of feel like that's not really what you expected. Too many. Hey, over on TikTok, mods, I don't know if there's anybody that can go over to YouTube and help for a minute. Nothing bad. I think there's some questions. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you, Christine. All right, Miss Rachel. What messages do I need to hear for my highest good? Sorry. Ugh. The Traveler. Restlessness, independence, and appraisal. Go do the things. Leadership. Don't be afraid to speak up. Abaddon. Pestilence, corruption, and malice. Don't be afraid to wish somebody's butt leaks the rest of the year. Overcome fear. Ooh, and the Queen of Shadows. Ereshkigal. Wrath, instability, and suspicion. Girl, you gonna have a powerful ass year. First of all. Those are some powerful cards. Those are some powerful cards, Rachel. The Keeper of the Crossroads. The Overlord of the Abyss and the Queen of Shadows. Those are some powerful, powerful ass cards. Holy shit. Holy shit. All right. First of all, I don't think your 2026 is going to be like Kelly's. I don't think that your 2026 is going to be nice and calm and relaxing. I don't think that your 2026 is going to be you sitting around in a drum circle singing Kumbaya. I think that your 2026 is going to be kicking ass, taking names, burning those names, and then kicking ass again. That's exactly what I think your 2026 is going to be like. I think that your 2026 is the year that you stop being so stressed about hurting somebody's feelings and start telling everybody to fuck off. I think that your 2026 is going to be all about appraising your own self, your own ambition, and where you want to go. In other words, if you have been wanting to make massive changes to your life, this is the year. I do think that there's a but to this. Let me get that out of the way. I do think that this year you're going to be very intense. And because of the Queen of Shadows and because of the Abaddon card there, that's a lot of power and anger and drive and ambition and sometimes being short-sighted of ourselves and other people and so on. So I think that you're going to also have to kind of fight not being too mean to people. I think that, well, according to this is a year where Rachel becomes a monster in an amazing way. Does that make sense? Hang on just a minute, Rachel, because that's a good question. Can spiritual things make you itch after banishing a negative person? I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, but if you're itching after a banishment working, then that tells me that they had deeper ties to you than you realized that they had. They had claws in way deeper than you realized that they had. And be prepared for some backlash. I wanted to answer that because that was a really, really good question. That was a really good question. It is not out of the realm of possibilities, though, that you could be itchy after. I would 100% go do a big spiritual cleanse, bath, shower, whatever it is that you do, whatever your chosen one is. But, yeah, I would say that they had their claws in way further than you thought, and expect backlash. Rachel, this is a power year for you. I don't know, because I obviously don't have your middle name, but I would be interested to know what life path number you are according to your name and according to your birthday. 2026, just the year 2026, is a number 1. That is leadership. It's power. It's drive. It's ambition. It is the first. It's going forward, right? So if that matches up with either one of those two things for you, that makes this an even more powerful aspect. This is also going to be the year, because of this intensity that you have, there are going to be people that are really bothered by that, and you're going to have to overcome your fear of both placating people that have been in your life for a long time, like family, friends, etc. You're going to have to get over your fear of not placating them. Because if you continue to do that, then you cannot be this. And what this tells me is that you have been manifesting personal power. You've been manifesting more of a leadership position in your own life, more personal power, more moving forward. I think I said personal power twice, but you know what I'm saying. More, just more. You have been manifesting more. You want to be on your path. You want to be that golden, amazing version of yourself. You want the success. You want the money. Like, you want all the things. And this is the year that you have the drive to get it. But you're going to have to overcome the fear of losing people. And that tells me that you have a lot of people that are either siphoning off your energy. They are over dependent on you for something, whether it is money, time, energy, things, whatever. And it also tells me that you have been the person that everyone else goes to for other things for so long that it's habit. And so you trying to break this habit is scary as fuck for you. And I understand that. And I want to say this. One of the things, I've been down the rabbit hole about why people feel guilty about getting people in trouble that have absolutely fucked them over or hurt them or whatever. And it's a manipulation tactic. So if you have somebody that you know I'm talking about right here, Rachel, that you're going to have to cut off and let go, then know that you are going to feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that it's because they have been manipulating you. Y'all, it is okay for you to cut someone off, and it is okay for you to take your life back, and it is okay to make them be an adult on their own. No one makes decisions for you, and no one can make decisions for someone else. That is manipulation at its finest. So, Rachel, I think that this is a massive year of self-empowerment for you, and I think that there's a lot of deep-seated anger that's going to come rising to the surface. And I think that I'm not going to tell you to do shadow work either, because I think that this anger needs to come out. I think that it has been buried for so long. I think your ambition, your drive, all of those things have been shoved down under other things for so long. And you ask the universe to bust open the roads. You ask the universe to put you where you needed to be. You ask the universe to allow you to be bigger, better, badder, more. And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening, okay? I'm just saying. I mean, I'm here for it. I am here for it. Is this Miss Shannon Sprague? Are you serious? I haven't read for you in so long. What's up, Shannon? What are you doing, my friend? How are you? Happy New Year. So funny. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. All right. What do I see for Shannon? I'm just kidding. I didn't have the big turban to do a good Johnny Carson impression. Things have been good. I'm glad. That was a lot. That was a lot of cards trying to come out. Now, let's try that again. Ma'am. Thank you. It really has been a good... They let me like a stack of cards. It was like, okay, like, no. We're going to be here for 2 hours. Come on, man. I know you're excited. Calm down. Are you serious right now? Alright, we're going to hold that one the way that it came. Because there was this other one that was falling out of the deck that I feel needs to go rotter. Okay. So, I hate that this sweater rolls up. It pisses me off. Tell me that you have problems with textures without telling me you have problems with textures. I'm going to talk about this card that fell out first. Because it's magical power and it's like this. Not sideways like this, which means it's going like that. Now, I don't want you to be like, oh God, I'm going to lose all my gifts and stuff. That's not it. But the fact that it fell like this, and this is the one that all the way down there, and it was like this. 2026 is a year of logic for you. It's a year of using things logically to your advantage to help you grow and move forward. Intuition and all of the gifts and all of the spiritual stuff and all of the frou-frou things, and I said it that way on purpose, will only get you so far. Intuition can have you fail upwards in the right way so you can get where you need to be, but you still need to know the right things to say and have the right skill sets to do, let's say that you're trying to get your dream job, right? And you keep failing upwards until you get an interview with like the exact company you want to work for and the exact department, all this stuff. But if you don't have the experience, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have any of the things, then there is no point in even interviewing for the job. Do you see what I mean? So you just need to realize that sometimes when our magical power seems to go down a little bit, it's because our experience, our logic, and everything else is going up. And those are the years that are actually more balanced than you realize, because, and they usually go back and forth. And if you guys, this is for all of you, if you sit and stop and think, I feel like I have crap in the corner of my mouth because almonds are not nice to eat. If you guys really stop and think, was this last year for you a year ruled by logic, or was it a year ruled by more like intuition and going with the flow? And if you guys really look at your life, even if it was a bad intuition, bad going with the flow, okay? If you really look at your life and you go back several years, you'll see a pattern. Are even years your years of logic and odd years your years of spirituality, or vice versa? It's that way for everybody. So let's look at these. The first card you have is, of course, the Ferryman, which is necessity, focus, and transition. And then you have the Elixir of Life. And then you have Hathor, which is meditation, community, culture. And then you have Banish a Curse. I'm actually surprised this has not come up yet. And then you have the Prince, the Forgotten Adversary, which is sorrow, lost valor, and serendipity. And I find it very interesting that all of these cards are black and yellow and red. Every one of them. Black, yellow, and red. Those must be your power colors for the year. My very first thing I'm going to say to you, because this is what I feel like I need to tell you, and looking at these, you need to be completely unpredictable this year. Take weird classes. Like, if you've never ever talked about belly dancing, go take a belly dancing class. If you've never talked about art, go to a bunch of galleries. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need to be completely unpredictable this year in a logical way, the way that makes logical sense to you. Because the magical power card is kind of starting to go upside down. This is a year of logic. This is a year of focus for you. But it's also a year of transition. And what that tells me is that this transition, because of the Elixir of Life there, needs to be something that keeps Shannon empowered to be Shannon. Not to be mom or friend or daughter or sibling or worker, or not to be any of that, but empowered to be who you are. I think that you have kind of forgotten what your elixir of life has been. And I would be willing to bet my butt, part of my butt, because I like sitting on my butt. So part of my butt, that by February, into February, early March, you find that drive again. You find that elixir of life again. You find that thing that makes you want to absolutely rush forward into whatever is next. The reason that I said to take a class in something that you have never, even learned about is because of the Hathor card there. The culture, the communication, the meditation. Take a couple of classes in things that you've never ever, either never really been interested in, or maybe you're interested in but you've never learned about, or something. I keep seeing museums. I keep seeing museums in my head whenever I look at this card. And I don't know if that means that you just never go to museums or that you used to and you haven't, or I don't know. But I keep seeing fucking museums in my head. So apparently, girl, go to museum. But I'm just saying, you have felt the urge to learn new things. Okay. I'm just going to say this because the culture card rolls right into the banish the curse. There have been a lot of times that I have been out and about in the world and gone to a place that normally, 10 years ago I wouldn't have stopped at. And sometimes being in those interesting places that normally you wouldn't be, that's where you get the ideas that you need to break through some roadblock that's there. You can get inspiration in some of the weirdest, craziest places. And especially with the banish a curse, I don't feel like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, somebody's doing something to you, because I don't think that that's the case. I think that this is like a self-imposed thing, and I don't really think it's a curse. I think that it's like a habit that you continually do, and maybe you're just realizing that you do it, or you realized right at the end of, this last year or whatever. But this is something that you need to stop doing, you need to get rid of, and you're not sure how to do it. So what I love is that the next card is serendipity. By getting back to kind of being unpredictable, learning things that you either left to the wayside when you started your spiritual journey or when you started school or whatever, getting back to some of those things is going to get you back to this almost inner childlike aspect of you. Take you back to a time when you felt powerful, hopeful, all those things. And I'm glad that things are going good for you, because that right there tells me that you need that power back. You need to pull it back up here. When things are going really good for us, it's also easy to get in the habit of, I don't want to say not trying, because that's not the right word. It's not the right wordy words. You guys all know what I mean. It's not comfortable, but it is kind of being comfortable. And then also in the back of your head, you're always like, well, something bad's about to happen because it can't go this good for so long. I think that as you're going through and learning these new things, and as you are looking at all these amazing things in museums and so on and so forth, that is going to give you all of these crazy ideas for busting open roadblocks. And it's also going to show you a lot of serendipitous moments, probably throughout the last 6 to 8 months, where if this hadn't happened, then this wouldn't have happened, and this wouldn't have happened, and this wouldn't have happened, and now this wouldn't have happened. And I think that probably by June or July, you're going to have your mind blown so many times over how serendipity is in life. I really think this is going to be a great year for you, my friend. I really and truly do. I think this is going to be a great year for you. I think this is going to be a year where you feel like just a powerful ass mamma jamma. And I think that even when things go wrong, because nobody ever has just a year where it's a vacation year, right? Even when things go wrong, you know exactly how to fix it and get it done like that. I really don't see anything bad this year. I think that this is just a fantastic fucking year. It's a very logical year for you. But be unpredictable. Go do crazy shit. I mean, safely, but go do crazy shit. Go do safe, crazy shit. Crazy shit, safe. I don't know. Go be safe and be crazy. 2026 is going to be a really good year for you, Shannon. I like the sound of all this. I mean, good. Good. I didn't think you'd be like, look, I don't want it to be a good year. What the fuck you talk about? I want you guys to keep in mind, too, this is not just for Shannon, but this is for everybody, myself included. sometimes we don't see that the universe is bringing us exactly what we've been asking for until we're in the midst of like this crazy ass shakeup, and then we go, oh. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. And I'm glad I got to read for you. I'm glad you've been good. And Debbie is next, coming out with a hard question. Because yeah. Make sure I'm putting the cards back in the right way. You know, I'm actually really excited. I'm nervous about this schedule change because I know everybody's used to me being on every night or at night. But I'm also really excited because it gives me the opportunity to sit down and be on a live stream at night and just talk to you guys and just hang out. So I've been sitting here like relieved and really excited about my schedule change. All right. So Debbie wants to know if her daughter will try to reconcile with them, and if so, if that's short-lived. Okay. Well, that's a lot. My gut tells me that those cards go there. Okay. You already know there's outside influences. You already know, and this is not, I don't think that this is the influence you think it is. I haven't even turned cards over, but okay. So on this side over here, let me ask you this, Debbie. Well, let me just say this. The left side, usually the left side is the person asking the question for me, and the right side is the other person they're asking about. Okay? Just letting you know. So on the bottom, you have Abraham, which is truth and justice and duty. And then on top, you have the ageless, which is healing and graciousness and acceptance. Okay. And then over here, I laid this card down first. This is Anubis. It's neutrality, obligation, and preservation. And then these two cards, I was like, I really feel like they go out and on this. And on the bottom is Abaddon. And then Hathor. In the middle is Courage. I feel like you, and because you said us, I don't know if this is your significant other or, you know, her dad or whatever. I feel like this is you guys over here, Abraham and the ageless, the truth, justice, and duty, speaks of somebody that's very kind of gruff, you know, hard-nosed, right from wrong, yes or no, no gray areas, it is or it isn't, but still, you know, that very honorable, stands up for family and what's right? And then the ageless, which is healing, graciousness, and acceptance. This is the person that they always kind of try to go with the flow to make everybody happy. And then you have courage in the middle. Your husband is a grown up, but you were a cop for 15 years. Okay. So that may be you then. One of you is the more hard nose, and one of you is more go with the flow so everybody's happy. On the other side, you have 3 people. So you have Anubis, who is preservation, obligation, and neutrality. And then it's funny that I laid that card down first, and then I put these other 2 cards. I'm having the weirdest deja vu moment right now, and I don't like it. You have one person that's represented by Anubis, which is preservation. They're in preservation mode right now. And then there are 2 other people, pestilence, malice, and corruption. And then Hathor, which is the party, right? Meditation, culture, communication. So you have somebody that is hardcore manipulating, and then you have somebody that is the hardcore partying. You asked if your daughter is going to reach out and try to reconcile with you, and if it's short-lived. Is she going to reach out? Yes. Is it short-lived? Yes, because you guys are going to have to be the ones that say no. You and your husband are going to have to be the ones that say no. Because you being a cop for that long, you're going to have to be in cop mode and trust your gut and not be in mom mode and want that reconciliation. I know you want the reconciliation, and I'm not saying to rule it out, but when this reconciliation starts to come to your door, it is because of the other 2 influences. Well, what can you get out of them? What would they do to have you back? Like that kind of stuff. I don't know who these other 2 people are. This right here tells me that yes, she does want to reconcile, and there is a big neutral aspect with her, where at this point, it's like, you know, when you've been in a situation for so long that you're just like, I just don't care anymore. You know, like, I just don't care. Like, whatever. Does that make sense? That's where she's at. She's in just this neutral preservation mode aspect. This, however, and I am going to say, like, this is 2 people. It's 2 people that have this influence. Like, what's weird is that feels like a couple. Like a man and a woman, a very, very powerful, narcissistic type person with a party friend. Does that make sense? And I think that the first time that she reaches out to try to reconcile, it is because she's being pushed by this person. And I think that you're going to have to say no in the moment. But I think that this will also spark I'm going to say it this way on purpose, like a back end wraparound of her coming back and saying, I know I reached out to you for this, but it's because so-and-so told me to. I just want to talk to you. I just want to see you or whatever. Son and dad. Okay. So the answer is yes. And then is it short-lived? Yes. But it's because y'all are going to have to be the ones that say, these two, the party and the narcissistic, they can never be allowed anywhere by your house. They can never be allowed in your house. They can never be allowed. They don't even need to see inside your door. And I don't know why I feel like I need to say this over and over and over. Like, they don't need to see anything you have. They don't need to see anything. They don't need to see anything. I think that this is the year that there is going to be that blow up where something big gets lost. Either cars, house, something big gets lost because of a problem. Either hiding money, gambling, drugs, something big causes a problem. And her reaching out will be probably to ask for money or something. Can they come over and visit? The answer is no. She by herself can, but I don't know that she needs to be in the house either right now. I really don't. Ugh! Why you gotta ask me these questions, Debbie? The answer is no. The answer is no. When she reaches out, yes, she's going to reach out. Yes, it's short-lived. But the answer is no. And I want you to just, in your head, repeat over and over, like, you can't play at my house. You know, you can't play at my house. I have a feeling that one or both of the two people here that I'm talking about are going to end up in jail this year. And not for like domestic or anything like that, like theft or something like that. They're going to end up in a really, really bad situation. And I just don't. I think that if they were to be allowed in your house, it would be to case the place. That's what I feel like. I do think after that happens that that will be the back. You know what I mean? I do think that towards the end of the year, she will reach out. And I don't know that it will so much be, you know, oh, I want everything to be hunky-dory. I think that this will be one of those, like, kind of tail tucked between the legs kind of thing. And I think that you're going to have to handle that very, very carefully, because just from somebody that's been in a situation very similar to that where they were isolated for the longest time, there is no telling what has been put in her head against you guys. There's no telling what she believes because of what has been told to her over and over and over again. And so that's going to be like getting a whipped puppy back in the house. Does that make sense? And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. But yeah, with these two people, I see a lot of legal trouble in their future. I see some legal trouble in their future. And I hope there's my answer. I wanted to know because I was like, I hope that she will see them for what they are. But I drew a card for clarification to see if, you know, her coming back towards the end of the year is because she's cut things off or what. And this is the cut ties card. So I think that whatever this is that happens with them, it's bad enough for her to finally see the light, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. And I hate that, and I'm glad at the same time. Does that make sense? I'm just saying. And I think that it is going to take a lot of courage on both you and your husband's part to not just fall back into the parental role again of wanting to coddle and take care of her and things like that. She does need to be handled with kid gloves until she's ready to really deal with some of the things. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Okay. This is a really volatile situation, and I think that when this happens and the the legal stuff starts to happen, the main event, we'll say that, I think that it's just going to be by happenstance that she isn't there. Because she is not involved. She wasn't involved in any of it, and I think that just the universe is going to be looking out for her, and there's going to be something that she has to go somewhere else, and she is not there when this finally happens. I'm just saying. Is there a little kid involved too? Does she have a little kid? Just out of curiosity. Baby not there either. No, baby won't be there either. I think it's funny that I asked that and looked up. Baby won't be there either. So I don't know if this is, she needs to take baby to the doctor, if she needs a 3-year-old and a 10-week-old. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the littles will be there either. So this is like her having to go do something, leave the house, something for them. And that's when this happens. Oh, you've seen the baby one time. Okay. So just the 3-year-old. Okay. No, I don't think baby will be there when this happens either. Because the reason I asked if there was a little kid is, it's like, I feel like this is something to do with the little kid that makes her leave the house before this happens. So, yeah. You are so welcome. Will you keep me posted? Will you keep me posted? I know September seems like a long way out, but it'll be here quicker than we all realize. Yeah, I think September she's going to need you. So, I'm going to say probably, I don't know why, if March keeps coming up. I don't know why end of March seems to be the timeline, I think, when she'll reach out wanting to reconcile. But I feel like this is September. So, yeah, keep me posted. Her dad's birthday is in March and yours is in September. Are you a Virgo or a Libra? Libra. That's funny that those are both birthday months for y'all. You are so welcome. You are so welcome. I wish that I could sugarcoat that. I tried to a little bit. Man, why you last two gotta be hard-hitting shit? Oh, I know. I'm not a good sugarcoater anyway. I'm tactful. There we go. We'll say it that way. No, don't get me wrong. Anybody that's talked to me on the phone when I'm driving can tell you that I can curse a motherfucker in traffic with the best of them. But, and I mean curse, not cuss. But tact is the thing, man. All right. Verdena is up next with another hard question. What needs your personal attention this year? Debbie, are you still here? Before I turn these cards over, I mean, I'll just say it, and then one of the girls will have to remind me to message. But I don't know why, but I feel like your protections in your house, both physical and spiritual, need to be upped. I also feel like, I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but for some reason, if I'm standing in your living room, seeing your front door, there's like a space between your door, like a wall space between your door and the window. And then like couch. I don't know if I'm right, or if this is den, or if this is back door. I don't know. But that space between the door and the window, I don't know if you have a shadow box or what it is that has a badge in it. Like, I don't know if this is your badge or if it's a family member's badge or whatever. I keep seeing this big, huge, like, it's like this. It's a police badge, but it's spiky all the way around it. And I keep seeing it like big like this, and I know that that's not right. But I also see a shadow box with some display in it. Whatever that is needs to be by your front door. And I don't know why it needs to be by your front door, but it needs to be by your front door. The blue jacket also needs to be by your front door. The blue, I don't know if it's corduroy or if it's canvas. It's like navy blue, needs to be by your front door as well. Like whether it stays on the couch right there, I don't know. It's like something that's gonna have to be. It's needed like that. So I'm just saying. I don't know why. But up your protections by your front door. All right, Verdena. I had to make sure to get that out because I kept seeing it and I couldn't stop seeing it. What needs your personal attention this year? Set, ambition, short-sightedness, and narcissism. Defense. Anubis, which is preservation, neutrality, and obligation. Success. And I find it interesting that you have 3 Egyptian deities. You also have Osiris. Commitment, acquisition, and responsibility. And the thing that's getting me, the thing that made me pause, you have the God King. You have the deity that mutilated the God King. And in the middle you have Anubis, who was in between the two of them. What have you ignored this year that needs your personal attention? You are Anubis in this situation. And I don't think you have ignored these next things I'm going to say, but I think that they have just kind of fallen to the wayside and they're like an afterthought, okay? And that is self-preservation. which is more than it sounds. Being neutral, and then obligations. And when I say being neutral, that has to do with these two people here. Osiris represents a male in your life that needs help with it's not finding their way, but it's, you know, when you're planning a path outside, right? And you have these really pretty like stepping stones, and you have all the other stones to go around it and the pathway markers, but you've got all these things that you have to make the path around. They're trying to make the path wind all over the place when all it needs to do is just have a little curve. Does that make sense? They're trying to do things with 902 steps that only need like 4 steps. Like they're trying to make this goal happen, and it's going to take them like 5 times as long. And I think that this is something that, it's not that you've ignored it. I don't think that you've realized it is what it is. I think that you've just seen this person, you've seen him working towards this goal over and over, like you've seen it, but I don't think you realize like how far out of the way he's going to hit this goal. With your help, with just a little bitty bit of this, there's a massive amount of success there if the two of you put your heads together. A massive amount of success there. The other one, Set. This one's interesting. And when I describe this person, I hope you know exactly who this is. This is somebody that is very androgynous. This is somebody that, I don't think that they're trans, but I think that they like to come off that they are. Does that make sense? Like someone that plays that part but isn't. I hope that makes sense. This is someone also that when they get one thing in their head that they're obsessed with, that is the only thing that matters. I really feel like this is a girl. And I think they try to come off very strong and masculine and try to insert themselves into a situation, but still play the victim. What the fuck? I mean, first of all, I don't like this person at all. Like, they play on people's emotions on purpose. And I think this is somebody that you've cut off. I think this is somebody that you've cut off at least twice. And either they've come back into your life or your path again, or I don't know. You've cut them off already. But the fact that the defense card is between you and this person, I think that they're going to try to come back into your life with a story of, I've changed, I'm sorry, I just want to be your friend, or I don't know what it is, but they're going to try to come back in with this end goal of getting something out of you. And I don't know if this is friendship, if this is to get to somebody else, if this is, I mean, I don't know. They have ulterior motives. And your defenses need to be up big time. I to be honest, the fact that the defense card is there and that card is there, I would say that your defenses just need to be up constantly. Like, there just need to be a lot of defenses. All the time. I also feel like this person has something to do with this person. Because, remember when we first started this read, and I said I find it very interesting that you have the God King Osiris over here, and then you have the deity Set, who myrtleized that one. I'm trying to say a good word that y'all know what I'm saying and TikTok doesn't. And then you have the deity in the middle that was in between the two that helped guide Osiris and so on. I really feel like whoever Set represents over here is either trying to get to this roommate, because you said that that's your roommate, or they're trying to siphon off of their success. They're trying to do something to get to that person. So I don't know if this is an ex-friend, if this is an ex, I don't know. But this is somebody that befriended the both of you and really is trying to get back to this one. Does that make sense? I know that you said you don't really know who the Set could be. I think that in February it's going to be very, very obvious. I don't think that it's going to be something that it may be that you have to think for a while to try to figure it out. It may be that you have no idea until suddenly they show up at the door. But I think that February is going... I don't know. What is it in February? There's either some... It's not Valentine's Day. It's like an anniversary. It's something. And I don't mean an anniversary like a wedding anniversary. I mean like an anniversary of something happening. It's something in February that they try to come back in for this. Sounds like you're... Oh, okay. Interesting. And his birthday's in February. Your defenses need to be up. Your defenses need to be up. I think that whatever is coming in February is going to be something that kind of needs to be prepared for now. And I think that whatever is coming in February is going to cause a lot of struggles and strife for the Osiris character here. And this success. Because I think that by you... And here's the thing. You helping the Osiris character kind of rein it back in over this way. There's an epiphany moment there of, oh my God. And then it's off to the races and everything is great. And so... I think that the person that's represented by Set over here, it's like they try to come for this success. I don't like it. I don't like it. So, I don't know that it's that you have ignored it, but that's what needs your personal attention. Because if you don't know about the situation, then you can't ignore it. If you don't realize that your defenses need to be up, then you didn't ignore it. But I think that this is exactly what needs to happen. I think that your defenses need to be up. And I think that this needs to be a like this kind of thing. Like I fucking see you. Like that kind of thing. There needs to be an eye kept on this person. Especially... I would trust your gut. So if you are thinking that it might be that person... Start paying attention to little bitty things. Start paying attention to details. Start paying attention to Freudian slips because they're not. Start paying attention to all of these little things that just seem out of place. The last year you paid his rent for 6 months. Dude, first of all, that needs to stop. No. That needs to stop. But, I would start really, really hardcore watching this person. Because I think you'll notice very quickly if that is that person or not. But that kind of fits the bill from what you just said. Defenses need to be all the way up, my friend. All the way up. Because I think when the person that's represented by Osiris over here has this success and has this breakthrough, it's going to set this person off. And I don't understand why. But it's like this person wants everything that the Osiris person is about to gain. Not really drainers and users. I would pay attention to, because I mean, yes, but the way I described this person over here that's represented by the set card is very specific for a reason. Because when I'm trying to like kind of channel that energy and get some information about that person, it's like they play stupid, but they're really, really intensely smart. They're very conniving, but they disguise it as being detail oriented. Well, I know it's your birthday, and I know that you wanted to really go here for dinner, but I couldn't get a reservation, so we're going to go here because I know that you like this place too, and it's my favorite place. Like that kind of, do you see what I mean? Like that kind of, but the conniving is a deep, deep level. But when I said that they are very androgynous, and they literally play both sides. They don't just, I think that they play the more feminine side when it works for them, and they play the more masculine side when it works for them. And not just like, oh, let me bat my eyelashes to get a little more ice cream. You know, like this is a conniving aspect of it. He's very passive aggressive with you. Like this is a very conniving aspect. This is not a good person. This is not a good person. Has this person in the past done things or said things to make your roommate look bad on purpose? Because I feel like they set things up that your roommate then walks into because either he's oblivious or he's not paying attention, or he's just trying to be nice or whatever, but he sets him up. Yeah, he gets set up all the time. I mean, revealing spells are great. Revealing spells are great. Just put you a receipt in there. You know, let them wear it on their face. Whoever this is, let them wear it on their face. And you'll know exactly who it is. I don't like it. And if there's any doubt in your mind, I mean, tomorrow's a full moon. Great for illumination. To find out exactly who this is. I mean, that is the thing I hate about card reading sometimes is giving, you know, unpleasant news or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like this is like really, really, really important. And I know that you asked like what have you ignored that needs your attention. I think that this absolutely needs your attention, but I don't think you've ignored it because I don't think that you realize that it was getting to this point. How long have they known each other? Like, I almost feel like they've been using this person for the entire time. 25 years. I feel like they've been using this person the entire time. I don't understand why people gotta suck. I don't understand why people gotta suck. Just be cool, man. He doesn't want to do his own emotional labor. I mean, nobody wants to do it. But I get it. I am going to recommend that sometime this weekend you just do some kind of illumination spell and put the receipt in there that they need, whoever this is needs to wear it on their face and see what happens. And then when they come in with a big pimple or a scratch or a cut or something, you can go and you'll know exactly who it is. So yeah. So yeah. And you're welcome. Hey, Lisa. I'm sorry. Did I make you one or not? Cause dude, I mean, I'm a spicy bitch, so I'm all about it right now. I'm sick of being used. I'm sick of people fucking using me for shit. So I'm all about it. I got you. We can do this.
I'm gonna do a lap around the neighborhood because I'm bored.
Oh, well, I'm done. You want to watch cartoons? Your hair looks cute. Now I feel like I just got blowed off. You got it. You got it, Lisa. Will you shoot a message to the site? We'll do some planning. We'll do some stuff and some planning. I haven't made jars in a long time. Maybe that's gonna be a good Saturday thing. This Saturday is the full moon, so it won't be this Saturday, but because I happen to find a bunch of boxes of jars upstairs. So, all right, guys. Well, with that is my list for this evening, and I'm gonna get off here and go eat some food and go to bed so I can get up and teach classes in the morning. And we're all gonna go enjoy this full moon tomorrow. It's gonna be great. So if you did not put your water out, you should put your water, your perfume, your oil, your all the stuff. All the stuff. All right?